All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to a game between Guagua and PCG123 under the name Mouse Entei, which really confuses me because I think Mouse Entei should be Mouse Sports' Entei, who I got to meet. Very typical German, actually. Just like, or I don't actually. Is he German? I thought he was German. Anyways, just like. Very like emotionalist, like oh, okay. Alright, thank you for the follow, Skelly WarCraft 3, putting your love of WarCraft 3 in the game and also giving me a little ring and a reminder to be like, hey Crota, be on task. Strict German discipline, yeah. That strict German discipline, and then that Asian obsessive work ethic really I guess is showcased in games and in esports like this, as we're looking at an undead going up against an orc matchup. How is everything going to go? Talking about alchemist, air attack, vampiric aura interaction. I tested it in my edit. Oh, please let me know. That would have taken me much too long to play, to learn the WarCraft War edit to actually figure that out. So yeah, Tricks Factory, let me know. Since the Alchemist is considered to have a melee attack, but also is able to attack the air, does it heal when it uses attacks the air? It doesn't heal. Yeah, that's what I would have thought. But if a mountain giant picks up a tree and attacks with range, that is still considered a melee attack for spiked barricades, so it should work for vampiric aura, I'm assuming. Witty has a good PTR video comparing everything. Well, I would expect Witty to do exactly that, the custom map guru of WarCraft 3. It is going to be a Death Knight going up against a Farseer here in this 1v1 matchup. Once more, we are looking, yes, stick attacks is melee, and thus vampiric aura works. Yeah. All right, making our way back down. Farseer, going to go ahead and clear up these clear up this creep camp, 333 creep camp, able to easily get finished off here without much of a problem. Last Forest Troll Trapper will get down. Normally, when you're opening up with a Farseer, you are really going for some sort of harassment attack, and the Farseer are going to pick up the Scroll of Regenerate, or not Scroll of Regeneration, Healing Salve, and Scroll of Speed. It's nearly 2 hours long. He spent at least as much time setting it up in stream before actually making the video. There is a lot of stuff to do, and I like that Witty was able to make its rounds out. I was hoping that there would actually be another Death Knight, no Death Coil Steel. Farseer not going to be coming back around. I was hoping that there would actually be a BlizzCon this year, and that if I could get invited just like Witty was, I would be able to see everyone once again, but it didn't quite work out. But speaking of spike barricades, do you know what damage type their damage is? Something I tested. Farseer now making its way back down, as the Death Knight now going to continue to make its way over again. Murlocs trying to shift their way back over. Death Knight illusion, that is just an illusion right there. He's going to try and back away. I believe the Farseer realizes that's an illusion right there, and now going to try and retreat again, as these units are now going to be pulling back. Death Knight is, however, in fact, off to the north, clearing out additional creep camps and getting up to level 2 already. All right, coming back through. Farseer, Spirit Wolves, Grunts now just continuing to make their way. Retakes, edits, and prep are the vast majority of the work on many videos. Yeah, I do agree. Most videos have a lot of retakes, edits, balancing out the audio, and that's where a lot of the time actually goes into setting up a video. The actual amount of production on my videos is nil to none, if there is somewhere in there, setting up the overlays and things like that, that the stream gets to see, but YouTube doesn't get to see. Chain Lightning now available for that Farseer. Farseer can try and pick off some of these units here, as we see a couple of unfortunate ensnares by or on the Lin Gao Gao. Lin Gao Gao trying to make its way back over here. Meanwhile, Entei continuing to pull back with some of these units. Crypt Fiend's going to go ahead and focus down some of those Spirit Wolves, perhaps as a Death Coil. Well, I believe there was a little bit of a denial right there. Death Knight now continuing to try to battle it up. Grunts are actually making their way back, and that Spirit Wolf down to 17 hit points gets taken down by his own unit. All right, making its way back out. You can see that the Farseer is purposely hanging back right here, making it so that it's difficult to get to that grunt, allowing the grunt to, well, heal up a little bit more before that skeletal minion gets taken down. 12 experience still given, so perhaps, well, the Orc player thought that was a fair trade indeed, as the Farseer still wandering around. Yes, Crota, I agree. It's a surprise becoming a content creator because it's a real shock to realize all this stuff you simply don't consider. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on, and a lot of people. Well, I have a good amount of interaction with high schoolers, still at my age, and I think. I don't know if that will be the case when my girls are finally in high school, but some people actually tell me, like, you know what, like high school is like, I want to be a professional gamer when I grow up, or I want to be a professional YouTuber when I grow up, and I you know, it's like I want to I want to give I don't want to, like, oh, you know, I'm gonna pop your bubble type of thing, but I do want to give them a nice dose of reality. The best, in order to be an esport or anything of that nature, you need to be like the top 0.1%. There are a lot of YouTubers out there. There are a lot of people who play, you know, League of Legends, WarCraft 3, all of these very, very beautiful games, and there is a market for it. But with that said, if you're going to work at something where you are only successful if you are in the top 0.01%, you may want to reconsider. I'm a computer programmer and I work in business. I can guarantee you that I am not in the 0.01% of people in business or in the top 0.01% of people who program, and I can still make a decent living for myself. It's not that I want to say you can't do it, you shouldn't do it, but if you got to be willing to work extremely hard in order to get to that next level echelon, in order to make it, you know, actually fruitful for you. Farseer, absolutely, and Torrent Chieftain getting taken down, losing that Forest Troll Berserker right there, and Farseer now trying to make its way back out. Death Knight, Lich gonna continue that chase. However, there goes the ensnare, and it looks like PCG123 is trying to make a little bit of a play to get back some of his, some of that lost damage right there. Frost Nova going down onto the Raiders. Raiders now using that Scroll of Speed to try and get away, as well as a low hit point Crypt Fiend trying to back away. Low hit point Crypt Fiend. Oh, Death Coil, just simply a split second late as a Chain Lightning watched its target. Yeah, I remember you telling Crota that he kept calling it Monsoon. All right. One YouTube channel success is 10,000 others' dreams. That was never achieved. Yeah, that's pretty true as well. The same thing can be said for Twitch streams, right? And there is a lot of stuff that goes behind the scenes of Twitch streams when they're not streaming. That's really difficult too. People think it's just as simple as playing this game for a little bit and swim in money. Yeah, most streamers are working 80 hours a week. Yeah, it is difficult, and like, you sacrifice a lot. So let's go ahead and we'll continue to move things forward. You don't need to be fun to make some money and have fun though, and I think that is true. I'm not number one in terms of WarCraft 3 content viewership in the world. I definitely know that, and it helps me keep my ambitions in check, whether or not I want to try and do this a little bit more aggressively or not. Death Coil onto that Farseer. No Frost Nova coming down. We're taking a look. Ogre Magi gonna get taken down there. Healing Ward now dropped. And I keep on wanting to say Entei when it's in fact PCG123. Average counted Twitch streamer has 10 sub views. Yeah, I think I have around 17, and I greatly appreciate the 17 that I do have. I ended up cutting costs by like changing my internet just so that I could actually pay for the WarCraft 3 booster overlay, since I enjoy it so much. Farseer now in a little bit of trouble, down to 32 hit points, has a potion of greater healing, not using. There's the Death Coil, completely baited that right there, and just dancing around with a sub 50 hit point unit. Destroyer now up in the air, Chain Lightning finishing off some Crypt Fiends there as the Death Coil was on cooldown. Nicely done. Nicely done by Lin Gaogao to dance with that Farseer, but knowing and having the trigger, the finger on the trigger of that potion of healing. Now still battling it out here. Destroyer up in the air trying to finish off some of those grunts right now. Death Knight trying to drop, or there was healing wards trying to be dropped down, and isn't going to be able to continue to heal some of those back units. Torrent Chieftain does get a major stomp down, but he's still trying to get in position again. Are we going to perhaps get some Raider and ensnares down too, as this low hit point Raider trying to get away? Death Knight actually getting ensnared and no longer able to chase. It's not dead, it's just niche. No, it's not. It's not a dead. It's not. Well, in terms of growth, the growth is definitely not there. And whether or not there is a resurgence of Warcraft 3 really will come down to the community being able to rally together and stop devouring itself. Dead game with tournaments every day. Yeah, I think as the scene changes, as Blizzard continues to make Reforged better and better, I think there's going to be a higher possibility that sponsors may actually come to it. Sponsors do not want to sponsor a game where the community is actually bashing their own game with problems. They want to make sure that their investment dollars are gonna actually stick around for a while and mean something. And Blizzard is taking the time to do that. I've heard a lot of very positive reviews and positive feedback about this upcoming patch. So the measure for a game is dead or not is the money involved. I don't agree. Well, I would say the competitive scene of Warcraft 3 is determined by the money involved, right? Whether or not advertising dollars and the game is going to continue to grow. Anyways, let's focus on the game because Lin Guagua is going cancer style, I see. Alright, let's take a look at the skeletal minion's going to go ahead and try and take down all of this here. Great Hall taking a lot of damage. There is fortified armor. The skeletal minions will not be able to take down the Orc Burrow, but could actually do some damage to this Great Hall and thereby delaying it. Watchtower is going to be up in time as the, well, Bat Riders are here and in position. These towers are going to be a little bit difficult to take down as we're now looking at Lin Gaogao putting in pressure. Scroll of Town Portal already coming in though, as PCG123 doesn't want anything to deal with, does not want to try and save that base. The competitive side, yeah, that's fair. I mean, alive in terms of player base. Yes, that is definitely true. Yeah, so the player base is there. Even at its height, there were still games more popular in Warcraft. There were always more popular games in the genre. Yet, you know, trying to be popular in the real-time strategy is a little bit more difficult, especially with games where you actually need to be educated in order to understand what's going on. All right, Farseer is going to be able to chase down after this. Overlord going to join in on the fight and start bashing on the undead army. PCG123 having a fight against two armies here, getting that ensnare. Are we going to see a stomp? No, we don't, as the Torrent Chieftain decides to back up. He does have Wand of Wind, which is not that great of an item in this matchup because of the two destroyers that are in the air. You don't want to be feeding mana into those units now. All right, making our way back around. There goes another ensnare, making it difficult, but a double of, well, Frost Nova is going to make it difficult there. There goes the Raider, trying to make it, well, cost ineffective to do those hit and run tactics. Dark Minions were making their way back down. They're going to get taken out. Ogre Lord looks like, well, PCG123 is able to clear out this creep camp, even though Lin Gaogao is just right next door. 44 supply compared to 33. The Orc army significantly less at this stage, but then again, how many ghouls? There are 6 ghouls right there, so it is 33 really going up against 38, so much closer than it would look. Watchtowers are all in position. Undead finally going into low upkeep now. Yeah, it is. Oh, what is this? Spirit Wolves now making their way. Entei, or not Entei, PCG123 trying to set up an expansion. Skeletal Minions now making their way back over. Death Knight still wandering around here as the Haunted Goldmine down to 140 hit points. I believe that was where the goblins, I heard Goblin Sappers for a second, so that may be where that was. Now repairs were underway. Coming back through, Kodo Beast, Torrent Chieftain, Farseer are now going to make their way back off over here to the top right, ready for that push. Meanwhile, back down to the south here, Undead, unsure of where to shift its focus to, as the Spirit Wolves going to make their way over and perhaps get some damage onto these Acolytes. There are some repairs once more. The Ziggurat is not going to be able to get up in time for that Spirit Tower to push back a little bit of damage. Meanwhile, Tauren Chieftain is pushing into the Undead base right now, a little bit dangerous, as we're looking at the Undead army showing up right behind as well. Shade is going to be coming in from the back. Why are there still units trying to take down the Sacrificial Pit? Kodo Beast going to get taken down there, and this is just not looking like a smart play at all. This Kodo Beast trying to run around every which way. Death Coil, there it goes, finishing off that unit once more, finally going back into no upkeep. All right, trading a Kodo Beast and a Raider for a Sacrificial Pit did not seem like a great call either, as the Troll Bat Riders are just pretty much harassing around everywhere. Acolytes are going to come across to try and get that repair there. There is no liquid fire to prevent the repair there, as a Death Coil unable to launch off to finish off the Troll Bat Riders. Okay, it was on your screen as it was to hit you change focus of the camera. All right, back across over here. Ultra of Darkness about to get taken down. A lot of strange action back and forth as the Destroyers and the Undead army, PCG-123, now trying to chase after all of these units here. Quick Devour Magic to remove some of those units, as a quick Death Coil finishes off a Raider right before the Scroll of Town portal finishes. Back off to the side here, you can see one Crypt Fiend ready to lay waste to these Troll Bat Riders if it actually gains sight on any of those units. Coming back through, Tauren Chieftain. Farseer looks like they're going to be harassing this expansion here in just a moment. Two Ziggurats trying to get constructed, but we are already having PCG-123 get into position to try and defend. Spirit Towers are all right here. Crypt Fiend is here as well. In comes the units. There goes the Destroyers. Destroyers should be able to devour magic on both of those units, as the Troll Bat Riders will try to finish off those targets. However, devour magic was in time. Giant Stomp going across much of the Orc, or the Undead army, by the Orc, as we are seeing damage come through. All right, there is a quick Wand of Wind as the units are trying to get away. Not going to really work, as the Dark Ranger now gets up to level 4. 5-4-4 for the Undead army. PCG-123 in great control of the game, as the Undead heroes, and if they both get to level 5, the hero nuking ability will simply be off the charts, as damage is, well, still raining in. All right, Death Knight going to try and go after. It looks as though, wow, that Raider down to 70 hit points. Is it going to get taken down? Units are trying to catch up to it, but the Raider with faster movement speed and the Tauren Chieftain with Endurance Aura allowing it to move around very, very quickly. All right, there goes another Troll Bat Rider. Fortified armor already on the burrows, so no easy taking down of the expansions. But we are having Lin Gao Gao now set up a great haul here at the 3 o'clock position. The later chipping away his opponent's building. Being the largest. All right, skeletal minions now trying to make their way back out again. Farseer are going to be heading back off to the north. We can see two towers already up. A new Ziggurat trying to get constructed, but that will quickly get canceled. Skeletal minions are here to try and protect, as we are getting a couple of Acolytes to repair. There is one Crypt Fiend in the back, but it is still staying in the back there as the Chain Lightning comes bouncing around. All right, there goes that Spirit Tower. Now unit's going to try and teleport away. There is a giant stomping on much of the Undead army, preventing, well, any easy retreat. Destroyers are still chasing after all of those units again. Are we going to get another Devour Magic to try and finish off? There goes another Frost Nova, slowing down many of those units. Hit and run tactics, but PCG-123 quickly finding his Obsidian statue getting ensnared as he tries to retreat back out. All right, this style by Lin Gao Gao just causing so many problems. Hit and run tactics. Oh, there goes another Devour Magic, making those Spirit Wolves just feed those Destroyers. Tauren Chieftain and two Raiders fighting off a skeletal minion right there. No real reason to. Death Knight could try and get a Death Coil off Potion of Invulnerability, and I liked that play by PCG-123. He purposely shifted down on the Death Knight and tried to, well, what he tried to do was he tried to make that missile projectile much more difficult to spot by having it travel through the trees. It didn't work, as it looked like Lin Gao Gao was trigger ready for that Potion of Invulnerability. Another use of a potion to bait out a Death Coil, but it may not matter, as this Farseer, well, finally uses that Scroll of Town portal in order to get away. There goes a Raider now. Tauren Chieftain trying to walk around, may be able to get another Stomp again. Mass Expo style and plus Harass. Back down across over here. Destroyers getting ready to go. Crypt Fiend's going to perhaps try to put in a little bit of pressure. We actually see spiked barricades here as the skeletal minions are going to be joining in on the fight. Goblin Shredder going to easily get taken down here as Goblin Sappers taking down many of those, or some of those Orc Burrows. Again, Pegons getting destroyed, and this may be able to give, the Lich almost level 5 right now. And if the Lich gets to level 5, well, that Death Knight Lich combination is going to be that much stronger again. All right, there is a quick web right there, and is that the level 5 on that Lich that we were looking for? Yes, it is. Meanwhile, back inside here, Lin Gao Gao going once again to try and take down this Black Citadel. Is it going to be enough? There is a stomp right there, and this is that Raider style tactic, trying to finish off all of those units. Is there a Scroll of Town Portal in order to get away? Yes, Farseer is there, ready to go, teleporting everyone back home. Mass bases here, mass towers, making it difficult to try and take down those buildings. And we may see PCG123 try and at least get one slot or one meat wagon. With so much fortified armor, it is going to become much more difficult, as we are now looking at dark minions just being left behind, finishing off and, well, shutting down a little bit of the mining going across here. Raiders, no ensnares to force an engagement. There you go, as the watchtowers are going to be able to pelt away at some of those units. A little bit of damage onto that destroyer as it is forced to sit in place. Back off to the north, Troll Bat Rider right there. What do you see, Arya? Okay. Tauren Chieftain is at 4. Farseer is at 4. Units going to be making their way back out. Death Knight going to be repositioning as well. Meanwhile, Tauren Chieftain, Farseer getting here ready to go. Temple of the Damned now going for Banshee training, as we are seeing once more hit and run tactics to try and get gold. Chain Lightning being brought over. Destroyers are already here. There's a giant stomp. Are we going to see another Chain Lightning perhaps by the Farseer, finishing off all of those acolytes? There's another stomp again. There's that Chain Lightning, and it does eat through 4 or 5 acolytes as the Scroll of Town Portal teleports them back out. PCG123 now needs to retrain up many of those acolytes, and also got a little bit of experience as well in that exchange. The amount of gold mined between these two armies is going to be very telling, as there are really not that many upgrades. Yes, Dark Ranger is also almost at level 5 right there. Level 3 Dark Minions could actually spell a lot of problems, as the Dark Ranger, where's the Dark Ranger? There it is. Dark Ranger will get to level 5. And is it going to be level 3 Black Arrow? I do believe so. Hasn't used that ability as of yet. All right. Dark Ranger picks up a Ring of Protection +4, making her much more difficult to kill. What other items? Well, Pipe of Insight, Scroll of Healing, Healing Wards, a Robe of Magi. That Lich has mana for days, 615 mana on the higher end, and with Brilliance Aura on Obsidian statues is just absolutely scary. Meanwhile, yep, and yeah, and well, 555. So what this is going to turn into the undead army chasing around, but Lin Gao Gao is just doing such a good job with constant harassment that it's, well, may end up becoming a war of attrition. The one good side for PCG123 is he can afford to lose a little bit more than his opponent, as the Scroll of Speed allows that Farseer to get away. 52 supply compared to 54 again. Well, Raider quickly getting taken down as a greater Dark Minion takes its place.
Wait, there must have been someone in the news.
All right, Sentry Wards right there. Troll Witch Doctor out in position. Perhaps we should actually even see some stasis traps in a position. Stasis traps will get an upgrade, are looking to get an upgrade when that the beta patch does end up going live. The stasis trap ends up having a smaller activation radius, but it is not revealed nearly as long, allowing it to actually stun units before it gets shot down. I think with its activation radius being so large, riflemen, if they tried to walk by it, they would if they were attacked move, they would instantly attack it and shoot it down and be able to finish it off before it was able to trigger. All right, back off to the north here. What is this? A drop inside here, inside the base, causing massive problems, and Lin Gao Gao looking to finish off this haunted gold mine again. In comes the rest of the army. The Farseer is actually in a tough spot. Is he going to be able to, well, try to get his way out? Are we going to see a Chain Lightning? No Chain Lightning, but we do see that the gold mine was taken taken out right there. Goblin Zeppelin gonna go ahead and be teleported back out as the haunted gold mine comes to an end. We are taking a look. Ghouls and Troll Bat Riders are in position to try and, well, finish off all these units here. Destroyers able to easily devour magic and eat up those delicious magical spirit wolves. Gold mines are now done. We are looking at Lin Gao Gao mining on 0 bases right now, as this gold mine is also out. 2 gold mines up for the Orc army, and if this battle of attrition just continues to go the way it's going, well, even though the Death Knight is about to get to level 6, it may not be enough. 49 supply compared to 30 though. Can the undead army actually make enough of a play? Orc army now making its way back across over here, and well, Shockwave going through many of some of these back buildings as well. We're going to take a look. Slaughterhouse could end up getting taken down. Raiders trying to make their way back off to the north here. A massive race to try and make something happen. Raider down to 302 hit points. There goes another ensnare again, as the units are still making their way through. All right, a healing salve could end up working, trying to go after some of those raiders. Scroll of Town Portal, Death Coil. Is that one raider going to be able to survive? Yes, it will. The Spirit Tower never targeted it, and it was down to about 2 hit points. All right, slowly strangling his opponent to death, making sure that he has no economy. 55 supply compared to 47. There are still so many watchtowers all in position again. Destroyers 555, almost level 6 on that Death Knight. Only needs a little bit more. What he's going to try and pick up, a scroll of healing perhaps, as the Troll Bat Riders are still trying to get in some harassment but unable to do so. 3 Crypt Fiends being left behind to protect this expansion, as that gold mine is now finally up and running. But it is 20 gold a second, going up against 7 right now, since there are 2 bases and no upkeep for that Orc army. Orc army sitting on over 3,000 gold, and with that it can jump into a 70 supply army in just a matter of seconds. Spirit Wolves still making their rounds again. Spirit Wolves, where are they going to go? Well, just here to scout out, as everything in the main base was actually unsummoned. Down goes that tower there, and what is going to end up going down? He is trying to unsummon all of these buildings to stay alive, but he needs buildings to stay alive too. We are at a necropolis. There is a new necropolis being placed down here, a new haunted gold mine. Is it going to be enough? 51 over 60 supply, going into 2,000 gold. Well, nope, purposely going back into no upkeep, going into Wind Riders now to deal with perhaps those destroyers. Devour magic eating through many of these Spirit Wolves. They're going to get taken down as the Death Knight does get to level 6. Level 6 Death Knight gets level 3 and Holy Aura. We do not talk about the Death Knight's ultimate ability. We don't talk about it. You can watch the chat. Alright, Murloc Nightcrawler now running back across over here. Guard towers massively in play. There goes a Frost Nova. There goes 2 dead raiders and getting caught right there. Now down to 51 supply as they are getting retrained. Death Knight sitting at level 6 still has a couple of healing wards. It's Raise Undead, but it's not very useful. We'll see if it is useful after the patch. Raise Undead is an ability that is highly situational, and only works and it doesn't work at the start of a major battle, which is one of the reasons why it's not that effective. Doesn't really help, oftentimes doesn't help you really win. It sometimes just helps you win a little bit more, as a Chain Lightning Shockwave going after that Haunted Gold Mine now. Alright, Haunted Gold Mine down to 327 hit points, down to 217, 104. Is it going to get completed in time? No, it is not going to be completed. Torrent Chieftain now quickly going to try to use a Scroll of Town Portal to get away. Farseer down to 52 hit points, and he is taken out. Lin Gao Gao's harassment finally coming to an end, but not before the gold mine was shut down there. We are looking at a 69 supply, 71 supply now going up against 54. And he is in low upkeep, so it is 14 gold a second going up against 7. Farseer are going to get resurrected as the Wind Riders are just making their way out. And well, apparently there is no room in this army for peons any longer, as they are all going to get cleaned up. A Goblin Shredder taking its place, and with a bank of 2,000 lumber, not going to become much of an issue. Skeletal minions, Dark Minion trying to do a little bit of scouting. It's going to easily get taken out there. The Wind Riders purposely all hiding themselves with 3-2 upgrades. Is he going Bloodlusted Wyverns, Wind Riders? He might actually be doing exactly that. There is enough Shaman here to Bloodlust those Wind Riders, able to do, well, terrible, terrible damage. Those Wind Riders also have plus 10 damage and faster movement speed. So Endurance Aura, Kodo Beast, Bloodlusted Wind Riders with very fast, or should be able to get into a decent attack speed with a lot of damage. Essential workers. Nothing. Necessary workers. All right, in comes the army. There's, take a look, a volley of damage coming through. Slow poison, scroll of speed, destroyers trying to remove some of that. And right there, as you see, slow poison of being affected again. Unholy aura, level 3, very fast movement speed. Big frost nova going down. Tauren Chieftain going to pick up another scroll of healing, trying to double back around as the Tauren Chieftain does take a little bit of damage. Has to be careful though, as the Kodo Beast now making their way off to the north. Tauren Chieftain does have a potion of invulnerability, uses it right there and forces an engagement. The round of volleys coming in from the Wind Rider, able to nearly finish it off. Are we going to see a Tauren Chieftain, a stomp? There goes a shockwave. Are we going to see a stomp? And as the Wind Riders go back around, and they're able to easily pierce through that destroyer. Destroyer taken down pretty much in an instant, but a giant frost nova causing problems. Purge onto the Death Knight. Death Knight could have been in trouble as the units are trying to, well, try to get away. Let's go, Wind Rider. Unable to finish that Lich. Goblin Shredder now ready to go. We are looking at 79 over 80 supply. Farseer going to join in on the rest of the fight. Little bit more healing being brought back over as well. And the Farseer looks like it has enough gas in the tank, but he wants to heal up all of these units first. We should be looking at perhaps Witch Doctors. Witch Doctors with healing wards extremely effective at trying to counteract that AoE damage from that Lich's Frost Nova. All right, we have another gold mine here. It is not yet being mined. 722 gold in the bank compared to 48. Dust of Appearance trying to, well, keep track to see if a shade is nearby. Items are being sold and transferred. It looks like the Tauren Chieftain is not going to have a potion of invulnerability. No, triple scrolls of healing and a scroll of protection full out on items. And Lin Gao Gao is going to win this war of attrition, it appears, by just constantly hitting PCG 123, pummeling up against the ropes, even and winning this endurance style battle. All right, Spirit Tower, there you go. Invisible Spirit Wolves making their way over. Tauren Chieftain gets up to level 5. Are we going to get a shockwave through? Yes, we are. Potion of invulnerability transferred, as it is just in that front line spot there. Tauren Chieftain is going to be able to launch another shockwave to finish off any units. Healing ward right there, finishing off a couple of those Banshees. Chain Lightning finishing off that Dark Ranger. And with that, no more silence. Peons still joining in on the fight here. Wind Riders going in for some major damage. What is that? Almost 70 damage per volley possible, as the, well, Wind Riders turn their backs around and able to get in some giant slow poison once more. This Necropolis will get taken down, and PCG 123 has to think about how he ended up losing this game. The constant pressure, the constant tactics, and now Wind Riders with a fast attack speed being able to deal so much damage. There goes a Frost Nova again, but, well, 2 volleys and a potion of invulnerability with a death coil, able to keep that Lich alive and well. Level 6, level 5, level 5. Well, Voodoo Lounge getting constructed up again. Wind Rider's going to turn back around, try to finish off those units. Tauren Chieftain has level 3 Shockwave, not level 3 Endurance Aura, as the Death Knight trying to back up again. Spirit Wolves able to do a lot of damage right now, getting in some critical strikes. Lich now making its way back over. A giant Frost Nova across all of those units again, as the Lich could be in trouble. Are we going to get some slow poison? Yes, we are. The Lich, however, is still moving very fast. That Spirit Wolf causing some problems once more, causing some pathing, and a beautiful Death Coil saving as the Lich gets up to level 6. But even with Death and Decay, I do not think it's going to matter. Lich going to end up getting taken down. We could have a giant Frost Nova blast. Is it going to take down some of those units there? There go. Whoa.
What happened? happened? What happened? What happened?
All right, that giant frost nova blast melted down. So many wind riders right there. 46 supply going up against 20. That lich did its job by staying alive just long enough. Kodo Beast continuing to fire their way through. Lich continuing to battle out. Tauren Chieftain trying to make its way back out. And this could be a little bit of a bad spot. Can the lich get enough mana to finish off that Tauren Chieftain, who's now down to 107 hit points? And it looks like it will be able to do exactly that. Lich now trying to continue to fight back out. Lich is in trouble. Lich gonna get taken down. There it goes. I believe the Death Knight is gone, but, well, the Wind Riders were taken down. 11 supply compared to 35. Not much of an army left. There goes a couple of units. Tauren Chieftain gets up to level 6, and that is gonna be the game.
Whoa.
Entei with the higher score, unable to seal the deal. Lin Gao Gao playing a great game of hit and run, able to just outlast his opponent using the undead's inability to easily expand. When will your yet become your official co-caster? When you work on your speech and you're able to talk quickly and eloquently, getting your ideas out. Okay? You stumble sometimes. Right? And I said you need to be able to think about what you want to say and say it. So if you do want the job, right? Then you got to listen to me.
Okay.
Okay, she says okay. All right. Well, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. That was that final Frost Nova was worth it. That was absolutely great. Just wanted to say your Wings of Liberty cast were some of the first I ever watched and got me into StarCraft. Found your stream and wanted to say thanks, and awesome to see you still going. Yeah, I'm glad you liked. I wish I could have been part of the whole entire StarCraft scene a little bit more. Just wasn't able to do it, and well, kind of fell to the wayside. But at the same time, in the same way, no one's talking about Husky right now. No one's talking about HD, and Day 9's casting magic. So times change. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.